So, how has it been? How's your trading?
Terrible.
Okay. All right,
Um,
but straight to the point, my concept is very easy. I'm sure you've seen it, but you just need to understand what I do, right?
right.
Okay. So, not to get you confused with the cut report, it's important, but it's not always necessary. It's just for you to know what the hedge fund guys are doing. Like on Euro, they're buying right now. So let's just get straight to it. Okay.
Okay.
So what I do, like what I did today, you notice I traded the NZD USD.
hmm
Um Now if you checked okay. Now this is the cut report, right?
Yep.
Okay. Sorry, give me a minute.
Is
Okay.
it possible if I could record this call?
I'm recording it. Don't worry, you guys will get it. I'm sending it
Okay,
to
perfect.
everybody. Yeah. So
Perfect, perfect.
so if I go to IG market sentiment, right?
hmm
So that's on daily FX. Now what happened today was on NZD USD. Now usually when I checked my graph, it was reading net long was 30% and net short was 70%. Okay.
Okay.
So usually I just go against the majority. And I usually pick a pair where there is a difference of at least 70 to 30%. So 30% buyers, 70% buyers, 75% buyers or sellers. So I went against the 75% people selling. Okay.
Okay.
So coming to the market, I know I'm only looking for buy on the NZD USD. On USD card, I was only looking for sell. Right? On
Right.
Euro USD, I'll be looking for what now? Buy. You understand?
So
Always
on
go.
your USD, you're looking for buys. Right. Right. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And USD JPY, what will I be looking for?
You'll be looking for sales.
Right. But I look for something like this, usually 73 to 27, 75 to 25. You get the point? I don't want
Yeah.
to go for something like this, 50, 42. Not good
Right.
enough.
Right.
Okay. So I want a very huge difference. So once I get that down, I know my direction. So NZD, I was looking for a buy. So that's all I do. So all I have to do is go back to my chart. So we're going to the chart now. So we pick NZD USD. Okay, so let's add NZD USD. Okay, this is the chart. Okay, give me a minute, it's loading. Okay, this is the chart, right? And I think
hmm
I got my entry. Okay, I'm trying to get, oh, okay, I think my settings. Okay, give me a minute, I'm coming.
Okay.
Okay,
Yo.
okay, so now I'm just gonna put the open of the day. Right, I don't use trading view often. I usually trade on my phone, so most of the students want me to take a live, and I usually don't walk around with my laptop. It's usually just my phone.
Oh wow. So do you find trade setups on your phone too, or do you go to your computer first?
No, I find them on my phone. I don't really need a computer.
Oh wow.
It's the same thing. Practically, it's the same thing. So right, so this is the NZD. So I'll just add NZD USD. So this was what I traded today. In the USD. Okay. So you can see on the 30-minute, I'll use the 15. Okay. So this was the day open, right? Here,
Okay.
this line, that was the day open for me. So what I did was I just went back and looked for this. So you could see there was a sell, and a buy in the middle, right? Now that will be my zone for me. So I'm just gonna pick a horizontal line, fix it here, and then fix one more here. So you see, this was a zone for me. This was the open of the day right here. So I know it's a buy, and this was the open. So I expect this market to go down a little, not much, maybe 30 pips, 20 pips. Now, remember, USD has a daily pip movement of 100 pips. So most likely it won't go past that, right? So I know if it's gonna sell, it's not gonna sell for up to 50 or 25 pips at most, right?
Okay.
Because it has to form the low of the day. Like if I go back to the daily time frame, so if I go back to the daily time frame and I zoom in, just don't worry about all this. I'll send a video that explains how to take all these zones. Not really necessary. Okay. So this is the daily candles. So you could see this was the open and this was the low, but you could see all this was just the wicks down.
Yep.
Right? So I expect every candle to have a point down. So there must be a little sell from the open before going up, right?
Right.
Sell. So I was expecting the market to sell a little, but not to sell up to more than 70 pips. It's never going to be up to 70 pips. If it's up to 70 pips, then that day is not a good day to trade. So what I did was come to my 15 minutes time frame from the day open, right? And I went back to the previous day on the 15 minutes and I took this zone here. So you could see sell, and you could see one zone. Now, if you check here, you could see the same thing. Now, this candle is in between these two also, right?
Right.
So this is also considered a zone. So when the market opened, the market went up, and around the US section, which is New York open, it sold to my zone, right? And you can see I just took a buy here. Now, the reason why a lot of you guys find it difficult is because you want to take much risks. And I sent you the video about risk management.
Yep.
And it's very important. If you can't trade like me, it will be wise for you to take 2% risks because you already know your market is going to be a buy, and you take 2% risks on your account, you'll be able to hold your trade. But if you want to flip account like I do, you have to be very certain. Like I said, I don't trade all my capital at once. I gave an example. If I have $10,000, I might split it into 10 and just trade $1,000 for every trade I want to take. So that way, even if I take a bad trade, I still have $9,000 left.
Right.
Okay. But if you want to trade the $10,000 at once, you could just take a 2% risk, 10% risk, or less. Okay. So I took my trade here and I closed just now at this point. Okay. Because today is Tuesday, and if you read the checklist I sent in, you could just Google that and just type daily pips movement, right? Forex. So you could see all the peers and what they do daily, how far they can go. Okay, I think this should suffice. So you could see this. right? So you can see NZD USD. Mondays, 81 pips usually. Tuesdays are usually about 98 pips. Okay?
Okay.
So basically what I did was just come on the chart and wait for the market to sell a little, and I looked for my zone from the previous day, which was here on the 15th, considering this candle here, and there was one up here which will be for my closing. So when I took my trade here, I'm expected to close in this region. Okay, and if I had my trade here, my stop loss wouldn't exceed 10 pips at most. So I'm just going to count maybe 10 pips down here and I'm done. So my stop loss will be here. Okay, so if I'm taking a risk reward ratio, where do I find this now? Okay, long, right? So it will be this. Okay, so this would have been my trade for today. You do understand what I just did, right? So it's really that easy. So coming in tomorrow, I'll still be looking to take a buy. Now, yeah, this zone is still active, but I don't think it will be at this zone. So what I'm expecting tomorrow is maybe from this point here, this is the day open for today. I'm going to delete this. So you could see I have this zone here, right? This zone. Okay, so what I expect is maybe the market shoots up. Okay, maybe it goes up, right? Takes a little move down, back here, right? And I have another buy.
Okay.
Okay, so basically that's just how to take your zone. You could use the 15-minute, you could use the 4 hours, you could use the 30 minutes. Even on the 5 minutes, you'll still find a zone. All right, if you go back to the previous day, you use the previous day usually. Okay, and yeah, so and if let's say the market is around where there is no previous day, and you go back to a zone where the market reflects. So let's say on GPBUSD, right? And the zone is very far. Let's say the market is where I could not find a zone. Let's say the market is here, and this is the only place I could find zone. So I'll come to this day, and I could pick this.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say this is the 4 hours. So this was a nice support and resistance zone.
So when you find your zones, it's always the candle that's in between the momentum that's going.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's usually on the 15 minutes and the 30 minutes and on the one. But usually I focus mainly on the 5 minute, 15 and 30 minutes. Okay. Since I'm trading the daily, I'm not going over a longer time frame. Okay, and I expect the daily movement on each of these pairs is mostly 100 pips. Okay, so if I have a zone that, let's say, is a buy market like here, right? If I have a zone down here and the day open is at the top, usually I wait for the market to sell to that zone and I take my trade from there, knowing fully well what the IG market sentiment is telling me. Okay. Right. So basically that's just all the strategy is all about. And it works for all pairs. I usually don't trade in on gold because gold doesn't respect those movements. You can see there was 70% buy on gold, right?
Yeah.
And if you go on the chart, you still see the market is still buying. Like it's crazy. So gold doesn't work that way. So you have to know what pairs to actually focus on. So you can see it kept buying.
Yep.
Okay. So if gold was going to work, this would be a very nice zone here.
Got you.
Okay. So that's how you get the zone. It's that easy. You just need to know. So you could see this, right? So if I was buying, this will be a very good place to look for my buy. And if let's okay now if I'm trading the S and the USD, right? No
Mm-hmm.
matter how much the market is selling, I'm not going to be selling. Okay, I will only be looking for buys
Okay.
because I usually want to go against the 95% of losing traders, because we all know that 95% of traders lose money in the first 3 months, right?
Right.
And most 95% of traders are always wrong. So I always want to go against them. Now the cost report is important, but it's not always necessary. You could just use this, just this here. And if this doesn't work for you, you could go on Forest Factory. You find it there. Um, Here on the trades, and this will give you a very good outlook on what traders are doing. So you can see number of traders. We have long 34%, short 66%. You can see
Yep.
the lot size of long to short. So there's somewhere you could also get the percentage of traders here also.
Okay.
So any more questions? Maybe something you want me to cover?
So uh, you only enter in at the zones, right? You don't
No,
enter
yeah, by
in
the zones. Yeah, most by the zone. I don't. If let's say I miss the zone, maybe I wasn't online, right? So something else you could do if you have maybe a way to set an alert. You could just set an alert that will let you know. Let's say you're not on your screen, right?
Mm-hmm.
You could set an alert. I mean, this is a free version, but I think you could set an alert and just put in the price. And once it gets to that price, you'll be notified, right? So I could just put in the time here, and I'll be 260. So once it gets here, you'll be notified. That's if you're not online. So once the market gets here, usually, yeah, another important factor is the time you're trading, because you remember this ends in the USD. So we're expecting USD to usually move from the US Open, right?
Right.
So you can see this was right around the US Open. So you can see how this movement was right around the US Open. So usually during the day, right before the US Open, before you get this movement, you wouldn't find those movement at around the Asian section. You get my point? So it
So
wasn't,
not the Asian session, not the London session, but the U.S. session.
yeah, you could trade the London section for this also, because Euro USD is usually the London section.
Okay.
Okay, you could see this was the London section down, and it took off.
Yep.
Okay, so basically that's just what I do, and that's the only thing I look for just every day.
Got you.
Okay,
Okay. And you don't use any indicators at all or nothing like that.
yeah, you can if you, let's say, here's the thing, you might have a strategy that works for you.
Mm-hmm.
You could just incorporate it into this if it works. You get?
Right.
So okay, you can see this on the 15-minute hour for Euro USD, right?
Right.
Same thing. So you see, came down here, and this was the day open. So it went down maybe about 25 pips and went back up.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think that's just what I do. And well, the regular US 30 strategy works with different rules, but I think this is way easier to use.
Right.
Yeah, so So basically, that's just it. That's it. So always come here from the start of the day to know what you're going to focus on,
Okay.
and I think you'll be good.
And you don't like check the daily time frame or the weekly time frame first or nothing like that. It's mostly the 30-minute, 15-minute, and the 5-minute.
Yeah. Now
Okay.
the reason is okay. Um, like I said, if you're trading the daily time frame, you're expecting 500 pips movement. You get my point?
Yeah.
But we're only trading in a day. So we're day traders. We're not looking to go 200 pips, 700 pips. No, we're looking to get 50 pips, 70 pips. Okay.
Okay.
So at most, my trade are usually 50 pips, 70 pips, and sometimes 30 pips, depending on the days. Because some days, Wednesdays are usually the fastest, right?
Right.
So you don't want to be on a trade where it's going to go 50 pips and slow down and you're aiming for 200 pips because it might go up. For example, here, you see it went up and then came back down. Now, if you were still hoping this market is still going to go up for 200 pips, you'll be wrong because Euro USD only goes about 120 pips in a day,
Okay.
sometimes less. So you need to keep that um, at the back of your mind, just like check the checklist I sent you. I mean,
Yep.
everything is there. So the only thing that is missing is just how to take these zones here. So you could see this was another very good place. You could see this, right? So it came here.
Okay.
So basically that's just what I do.
What about for entries? So say if price came back to your zone, is there a specific candles like pattern that you look for or
No, I don't really look for specific pattern. No, I don't. But there's something I use, and I'll have to make a video for that because it works with correlation.
okay.
Okay, so the rule is Euro USD works with usually with Euro SGD, and that's if you're trading a buy market. So it's kind of complicated. I don't use it, but you could incorporate it because it works. So I think I'll make a video for that, and then maybe I'll send it to you guys. That works.
Yep.
Okay. So I guess here's what I want you to do is depending on how much capital you have or how much you're planning to trade, I want you to take a demo test for maybe a week or two. You get
Okay.
my okay, just practice with the capital you have so you know what risks to take, what lot size to use, okay?
Okay.
Because you want to practice. You just don't want to put in your money and then take a bad trade because once you lose that money, you're not getting it back.
Right.
Okay, so you just take out 1 week or 2 weeks to practice. I mean, the year is done, so just use this period to practice, and then you could start trading right from the second week of January, because that would be my best advice for you guys.
Okay.
Yeah. So I guess that will be all for today. If you have any other questions, just let me know. And I have the recording, so I'll send it to you guys.
Perfect.
All right, bro.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you for your time.
All right, welcome, bro.